Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam, Quick Hit. Richie Furay on Poco.
So I'd be curious. I know, Kevin, you've got a ton of questions, but that just made me think. What is your personal perspective? Do you enjoy being part of that band? That kind of family mentality. I know you've done your own work. Do you
Uh-huh.
enjoy both of those different types of kind of musical communities, or do you have a preference, solo versus band?
Each one of them had their own special place for me. And of course, the Springfield was like, well, it was the second band because we had that big folk group back in New York, but it was the second band. And, yes, I had a good friendship with Stephen along the way. I won't say that we were actually a family band. I think Poco was more of a family band, although we had our family issues too as the group was getting started. But I mean, each one of them had a special place, and I think when Buffalo Springfield got together, we were so young. I mean, really, when you look at it from this perspective today, we were just some kids having fun and enjoying making music. And it was just one of those things that it was hard to keep a band together. So that band broke up, and I just moved on and actually created a genre of music which became very popular music. But it was something music has just been in my blood, I guess, ever since as a little kid. And so each one of them have a special place. I really feel very fortunate and blessed to have been a part of Buffalo Springfield and a part of Poco and even the Souther Hillman Furay band. I mean, there's been a legacy of some pretty cool music that we've made along the way.
All right. You almost, I guess, have with the Springfield, I guess, helped to define what L.A. music was in the late '60s with the Doors and Love and some
Mhm.
other bands, I guess, maybe some of the more poppy stuff, and then Poco helped to create, along with, I guess, what Graham Parsons did with the later Birds
Uh-huh.
and the Burrito Brothers, country rock. I mean, Poco, some of the guys went on to the Eagles, right?
Well, two of my bass players, Randy Meisner and Timothy B.
So you lost them all to the Eagles.
Yeah,
Huh?
I was the farm team for the Eagles with their bass players.
Oh, that's fantastic. So working with Jim Messina, how did that happen?
Well, Jimmy was an engineer that Buffalo Springfield worked with, and he was the ninth guy in to play with the Springfield. And Jimmy and I just struck up a friendship. Neil and Steven were pretty, I don't know. I guess I look back on it now. They were maybe a little further advanced in their direction and where they wanted to go. And Jimmy and I, we just kind of, put our heads together. And it was for sure the Springfield was going to break up. I said, as long as Steven was in the band, I would be in the band. And when Steven decided, he had had enough, then, we'd go on to something else. And so on a last tour that we did with the Beach Boys, Jimmy and I started talking about putting together another band that kind of had this country influence, if you will, and just explore the idea of how that would work on the on the California music scene as well. And so when the band broke up, we started putting the band together, and it happened in piecemeal. We invited Rusty Young out to play steel guitar on "Kind Woman," a song that I had written for the Last Time Around album, and he suggested, "Hey, I got a good drummer back in Denver here that he could be a part of the band. He's a great singer and a good drummer." And so George Grantham joined the band, and then we started auditioning bass players. We needed a bass player, and interestingly enough, from what I remember, and it goes back a long ways, but we auditioned Randy Meisner and Timothy on the same day. And for whatever reason, Randy won out.
Got the
I
nod.
was going through a bunch of stuff a while back, which was really kind of cool. And I found a letter that Timothy wrote me. And he said, "Hey, thanks so much for letting me audition for the band. It was such a pleasure just to meet you guys and play. And I know that you'll make the right decision. But I just want to tell you how happy I was to be able to audition for the band." And I boxed it up and sent it off to him because he may like that little bit of memorabilia, as much as me. But Timothy's always remained a great friend of mine.
What do you see as the reason that San Francisco, California rock music in general went from the psychedelic hard thing in the 60s to the more singer-songwriter, lyric, song-based country rock format? Why do you think that change happened?
I can't tell you. Just music evolves, and there was a lot of the jamming music that actually Poco wanted. We say, "Hey, listen, they're doing this up in San Francisco, a lot of jamming stuff," and so that's when we did our song that we tagged onto a song of mine called "Nobody's Fool," and we called it "El Tonto de Nadie Regresa," and it was like a jam. So we just felt like we want to bring that into the music that we were playing. But just music evolves. It was a great time to be making music. I mean, you could explore so many different avenues of music. Even from when Springfield was playing at the Whiskey, we were playing with the Doors, we were playing with Love, we were playing with the Grassroots, we were playing with just different bands, different music. But there was so much music that was going on that people were exploring. What is it that we have in us? What kind of music do we want to play? And there was the Beach Boys, there were the Turtles, there was on the East Coast there was the Spoonful, and there was I can't even, I'm drawing blanks right now, but there was just so much music going on that people were exploring. You didn't have to be put in a box. And that's the one neat thing that I really am so thankful for during that time, that nobody in the record business told us, "Hey, we want you to sound like so-and-so." We could create our own identity. And that's what was so cool about making music back then.
If you are enjoying All That Jam, please like and subscribe to our social media channels at All That Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our website, allthatjampod.com. Make sure to sign up for our email list and tune in every week for new episodes.
Also, look for full interviews on our YouTube channel. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.